What's happening, guys? This is Nicholas J. Fury here. I'm here with the Color Commentary crew. And of course, they give you views from a different side. Today, we're going to be talking about the new movie, Captain Marvel, and its importance as well. In addition to that, we're going to be talking about our predictions as far as Marvel's Avengers Endgame is concerned. You guys are probably wondering what's up with my eye. I think my eye is okay. It's looking pretty good here. I'm just a little bit upset because, the last time that I trusted somebody, I got the movie Captain Marvel. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into this show here. We've got a brand new guest with us because Daddy is missing right now. He's missing in action. He's actually with his group, advertising Ace Blade and King Supreme and the whole crew at Comic-Con. So we wish him success so he can make a lot of money so that he can help us to retire. So in the meantime, we got somebody from Norfolk State, boo, who's going to come on up with us. He, of course, is a very, very, very true comic book lover because his name is Ruckus Ascani, at least as far as email is concerned. And Ascani, for those who are true comic book fans, is the name of the organization that Cable was a part of. That's going way too deep. Let's go ahead and bring this man on. Kenny, you could go ahead and unmute your mic. Ladies and gentlemen, give it a round of applause for Mr. Kenny Miller. What's happening, sir?
How you doing, sir? Thanks for having me.
All right. Glad to have you, man. Glad to have you. So listen, here's the deal, man. Got a lot of scrolls going on here. So I'm going to ask you a couple questions there, sir. What instrument is it that you play?
Play trombone.
Trombone, okay.
Yeah.
And where are you from?
Where from?
Yeah.
I went to Norfolk State University, marched in the mighty Spartan Legion. And I am from Washington, D.C., a transplant from Canada, from Toronto, Canada.
He's a scroll.
Last question for you here, because we need to determine if you're a scroll or not. Which is the better band, Hampton University's band or Norfolk State Spartan Legion? Which is better?
If you have to ask that question, maybe you're a scroll.
You are obviously a scroll, sir.
Everybody knows the Spartan Legion is just absolutely one of the best bands in the MEAC. So,
yeah, absolutely. That's why Hampton's no longer in the MEAC, so you can keep that. Let's go ahead and bring on our regular old color commentary crew. Commentator here, Mr. Chuck Taylor. What's going on there, sir?
What's up, guys? Doing well. Just got done watching Captain Marvel. Got my daughter here. She's going to give her a little review on her first, I guess, Marvel female-led movie. But yeah, we having a good time. Birthday today, so I kind of relaxed, chill with the family. Had a big party last night, so it was all good to go. But yeah, I'm ready to get the show. You got anything you want to say, Money?
My name is Monica.
There you go. She's obviously not a scroll because she knew that immediately. So a couple questions for you, Chuck. Where are you from, sir?
The Moon.
Okay. And your favorite type of pizza?
Slug pasta.
That sounded really kind of slow right there. Last question, sir, before I terminate you. And when were you born?
1932.
The day. Stop making it difficult.
Stop making it difficult.
March 10th. March 10th. I was born March 10th.
March 10th. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya.
The show won't come out till 11.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you there, sir.
Happy birthday, sir.
Who was born on yesterday in reverse. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Yeah, congratulations to both of those March babies there. We love y'all because, of course, Charlie's not getting any more presents because his daughter was born the day before him.
Yeah. I don't even remember my birthday.
You don't remember.
Let's get into it here. So we're going to talk for a moment about the importance. Oh, of course, I'm Rashad, owner and founder of Block Band Music and Publishing, a company that gives you music and instruments for marching bands all across the nation. Let's get into it. Let's talk about the importance of this movie. Kenny, a female-led superhero movie. Obviously, there's been more before, but this one seems to be a little bit different. Obviously, you could tell that because of the backlash it's gotten already. So it must be doing something right. Because if nobody's talking about you, if nobody's talking against you, you must not be doing anything right. True. So, talk to us about the importance of this movie, sir.
Well, in the time, with and coming from in the area that we're living in with the Me Too movement and women having more power, I mean, I think representation matters. I think it's, knocking over the whole male dominance of film and even music and just all media. I think it's important that, women do stand up. And I think that it's important that they do see, for our young girls, to be able to see themselves in these important roles. Wonder Woman was great. I think that was a fantastic start. I think this movie, kind of ranks up there also, and it's going to be interesting to see if that continues.
Mm-hmm. So it's not one and done with the movie, right?
No, I don't think so. And I think it's going to be a catalyst for some other things down the line too, as far as media is concerned.
Okay. All right, sir. What about you, Chuck Taylor? What do you think about the importance of having a female-led movie?
I kind of feel like how I felt after like Black Panther, like talking about Black Panther before it came out, but then seeing like us actually on screen.
Trying to control my face here. Trying to control my face.
I'm just saying the importance about including everybody and seeing everybody being kind of seeing a version of themselves on screen. I think having a female-led movie, especially one that's so powerful, really allowed the young girls to really kind of like guys like boys that want to be Superman, like I want to be Superman. Mm-hmm. It's like now the girls like I want to be Captain Marvel because she's like amazing. They had that type of person they can be attracted to, and not just have to like wish that there's some other sidekick character that that a lot of times in comic books they portray women as.
Right. Let me just point out real quick, the boys that want to be Superman are whack. But go ahead.
Anyway, but what do you feel that seeing a woman like Captain Marvel on screen is beneficial for you, Monica? Like, do you think that it's important for you to see women represented as superheroes on screen and not just seeing guys all the time?
Yes, because it shows girls that they can do anything.
Say that one more time?
Yes, because it shows girls that they can do anything.
Okay. So I think like that's something that's needed. A lot of times on the internet, everybody, I guess, gets upset because they're changing superheroes or characters that they grew up with. But then they don't realize the time when these characters came out, a lot of things were segregated. A lot of people weren't really represented in anything. So, of course, they're only going to see themselves in the comic books. You had Black Panther and maybe like one other black character. Or you had a couple other sidekick women characters that really weren't very important. And now it's 2019. Things have changed. And we want to represent that, and Disney and Warner Brothers want to make money too. So they know if they represent more people, they have a better chance of getting that money. So I think that's one thing that everybody needs to know about representation. Anything else?
No.
Well, okay, Monica. So did you like the movie? Did you like the movie?
Yes.
What did you like about it?
I like when the cat ate those people.
What kind of daughter are you raising over there, bro? You like when she kills people? When people are murdered?
The cat ate people. That's freaking out a little bit. It's like, you like that part? It just laughed, I guess.
It was funny.
What was it like?
I liked when she absorbed that power from that blast.
Mm-hmm. She just like started going through all the ships. Yeah. When she went what's her new form? When she has energy?
Binary.
What does she look like?
A Super Saiyan.
Like everybody, all of us are like, she's a Super Saiyan. Like,
Nice. Well, we're glad that you enjoyed this. Oh, go ahead, Chuck.
No, I said that was one of my favorite parts of the movie too. Was seeing her going just crazy. Yes.
I mean, you've been talking about that since ever since you first saw it on the trailer.
Yeah. You know, hey, me, I'm a big Dragon Ball fan.
Just well, Monica, we're sure glad that you enjoyed the movie, and you know, I agree with you 100%, Chuck. It is important for people to see each other. I don't think I quite thought about it the way that you just mentioned it. That you know, when comic books were first coming out, there was no choice, you know, so everybody was basically a white male, and there was a couple of white females, and then a couple of black characters. It wasn't necessarily, there was no option for there to be a lot of diversity. You know what I mean? So now there are options for that to happen. So for me, I'm accepting of that. I'm open to that. I'm excited about it. I think personally, America in general is better and is a great nation because we have so many different types of people. You know what I mean? Like I love America. I love when we see the Olympic team versus all the other Olympic teams. And this team is like all white people, and this team is all Asian people, and that team is all black people. You know what I mean? But like when the American team comes out, you know, you get the black people because they're the runners, you know, and you get the white people, they're the swimmers. Nah, it's a mix. But I love to see the American team because it's such a mix of you know, there's Native Americans, there's Asians, there's black people, there's white people. If there's any other people, we got them too. You know, and that's cool. And I think America's at its best, you know, when you have movies like this that represent everybody. I don't understand why there was a problem when this movie came out. It's ridiculous. But I'm glad that we got this movie. So anything else you want to say as we get ready to wrap up the importance of this movie, Monica?
No.
All right. She's been all shy. She's been talking all day, but she's shy now. So.
Right.
She's shy now.
Enough said.
Well, before you, I do think that Disney and Marvel, that marriage is a tremendous effort. I mean, because like you said, with women, there are a lot of Marvel characters with female leads. A lot of them. They have a lot of female leads in their books these days. Yeah, because you have a lot. You still have Black Widow. You have She-Hulk. You know, you have so many like female characters, and Disney already kind of have female geared cartoons and stuff. So that marriage that they have could be great, and that's why I think it's going to be. You'll see some more of it.
Well, yeah, I think particularly going forward, because to be perfectly honest, yes, Marvel has female characters, but I think their best female characters are all in the X-Men. Like, She-Hulk is good, but she's just a female version of Hulk. Black Widow is good, but she's got, you know, some little guns. But you get Storm, you get Rogue, you get Jean Grey, you know, who else is over there? I mean, it's weird that the team that's called X-Men is filled with women. You know,
and they're all the strongest people. So yeah.
Exactly. So I can't wait for them to put the X-Men in there. We can really get some strong female characters. But all right, well, I think that's enough said on that. So of course, if you liked our video, make sure to give us a like. And of course, you know, you got to subscribe to survive. Go ahead, Monica, you say it.
Say it.
Say it again.
Well, girl, she's so shy. She's so shy. Ain't nobody here but a couple people.
Go ahead and say it again in front of millions of people, Monica.
Subscribe to survive.
There you go. If you watched this video and you heard Monica and you didn't subscribe, you were an evil, bad person. You need to burn it down. Of course, this is Color Commentary. We give you views from a different side. All right. So now let's get into talking about Captain Marvel, the review of the actual movie. Let's do this thing because I'm ready to talk about it. It's not going to be pretty for me. I got some hurt feelings as I discussed a little bit. I said the last time I trusted someone, I got the Captain Marvel movie. So I'm going to hold my opinions until my brethren here get started, let's go ahead and bring on Kenny, who's going to be the contrarian today, and tell us how good this movie was. Our special guest, Kenny Miller. What's happening there, sir? What you want to say about Captain Marvel? The review.
So there are a few things that I really liked about the movie. First being is that I like that they integrated another Captain Marvel, another lady who wound up being Captain Marvel, who was Monica Rambeau, who actually was the little girl, or the little black girl. She winds up becoming Captain Marvel. Actually, she winds up becoming a stronger Captain Marvel than what we have in the movie. I like that they kind of integrated that.
Just real quick, I just found out today that she was Captain Marvel first. I didn't realize.
Oh yeah, she was, because Carol Danvers was Miss Marvel for so many years. She was actually Captain Marvel first. She was the leader of the Avengers, and so she's really powerful. And I think that's a good setup. Like I said, I think some of the stuff that happened in this movie is a setup for stuff that can happen down the line. It depends on what directions they go. But that would be a great direction. It was good to see Nick Fury and Coulson and that small kind of relationship that they had as younger people. Like we talked about, I think what happened in Captain Marvel is what made Nick Fury so afraid to trust. Because, I mean, if you had people, he didn't know about aliens before then. Yeah. Now he knows that aliens are on the Earth. And they can be anybody. So I think that was the animus behind him. Of course, we saw that was the animus behind him calling it the Avengers Initiative.
Yeah.
So I think that I really like that. I thought that was important. Danny was right about the cat. The cat not just being the cat. I think that was interesting what they did with the cat and how they brought forward the Tesseract. And I don't think a lot of people realize that Captain Marvel is a living Infinity Stone. She is a living Infinity Stone. Her powers come directly from the Tesseract. So I think that is what's going to be what makes for a problem for Thanos. And I think those are just some really interesting things. I think Marvel is really setting us up. And although it was
that the same thing with Scarlet Witch? And
power,
and Thanos bowled over her like she wasn't even there.
Well, not necessarily. I wouldn't say bowled over.
That's true. That's true.
He didn't bowl over. He had all the stones in his hand too, so it's not like she won't. I mean, she was taking them down pretty good with that one, with just that little bit of power she had.
Okay,
so,
it wasn't like she was a scrub,
It wasn't like Captain America.
That man was holding on to his two little fingers. Towel with you, like you about to give him a spanking.
It just looked funny the way he was doing it. It looked like Thanos could have just grabbed his head.
Yeah.
Plucked it off like a grape or something.
Yes.
But yeah, those are some of the things I really liked about that movie. The only thing I didn't like about that, wait. One other thing I liked about it was they really got the 80s right. They really got that time right. Like, seeing like Blockbuster's videos and some of the fashion that they had on people in the movie, I was like, oh man, that's kind of accurate. That was kind of cool. That was really cool. Attention to detail was good.
Good job.
Anything else there, sir?
Oh no, that was I just thought the movie was great. I thought it gave me what I expected from an origin story.
Okay, well then you said your piece, so when we start destroying it, I start destroying it.
We'll go for it. Go for it.
Are we doing likes first?
Yeah, whatever you want to say. Everything
we're doing likes and dislikes right now.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So, I'm gonna go with my likes. So, I guess I felt, well, not say I like. I felt the movie was okay. I thought it was like Kenny said, what kind of expected for an origin movie. But I thought it was brought out in the wrong time period. It's like it should have came out with the other origin movies it kind of the way the movie kind of was. It kind of reminded me more like the Thor, the Captain America first movie, those type of movies. Like it had some things, but it had to tell you a backstory about everything. So it made the movie a little slow and a little boring because you had to learn all the stuff about Carol Danvers and what happened to her and how this stuff happens. They couldn't just start having her just flying through battleships when you first walk in when no idea what the heck is going on. Like, what the heck? Who is this person? So, because it's not like she's like a well-known character like Superman or something like that. You know, we don't really know her. Even the comic book people don't really know her because some of them, you know, haven't really read that much of her stories. So, but the good things I did like about the movie, the action sequence were good. I really thought that they showed her power very well. It definitely made that statement that Kevin Feige said a while back when he said she was that's the strongest hero they've had on screen yet. I was like, first when they said like Captain Marvel gonna be the strongest Avenger, I'm like, really? Even Thor? I was like, this is after I think Infinity War that he said that. So I was like, I was a little shocked, but then I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna just take it we'll see what's going on with her. So yeah, I was very impressed with that. Had me sit up in the seat like, whoa, this is impressive right here. I really
we
like.
still don't know if you can take. We still don't know if she could take the full brunt of their dying star. You know, I think she probably could, though. Honestly,
I think her power comes from like a white hole or something like that. I was remembering.
Part of it, I think later on when she learns how to use her power, she can take the power of a white hole. But a lot of people don't know the white hole is stronger than the black hole. Yeah. So, you know.
Okay.
Only racists believe that.
I don't know you were gonna say something like that.
I should have seen that coming.
Yeah, I knew he was gonna say something like that.
You knew here.
But I guess I did like Nick Fury in the movie. I liked his humor. It was a little awkward sometimes, but I like Samuel L. Jackson just about anything. So he definitely carried the film when it was lacking some, you know, just kind of oomph in it. Was like a little stale. So he kind of comes in with a line here or there. I thought everything was pretty accurate with the outfits and everything, and like you said, the '90s portraying everything like that looked really good. It did make you feel like you were in the '90s with a lot of the music, the fashion. Seeing the slow dial-up internet was fun. Like everybody was saying it's loading. It was like, what is it doing? It's loading, and it's like, I was like, that was hilarious. Like, yes, that was our life. But then wait like an hour to send an email. Now we just do it in instance on our phone. It's crazy. But so those are pretty much some of the good points that I liked about the movie. I guess the main thing that I felt coming out of seeing Captain Marvel was that it's kind of the same feeling I had with Captain America. It was kind of boring, but then by the end of the movie, it got pretty exciting. But I was more looking forward to the next movie she's going to be in, just like I was with Captain America. I was like, all right, finally Avengers is coming. Thank God. Show us the end credit scenes. It's like, because I remember like the end credits like was him running out of he was like in some shield fabricated room, and he runs out and he's in like middle of Times Square. And like realize, okay, so he's back in our time now. So now he's ready for Avengers. So that's kind of how I felt looking at that one. I was like, okay, here we go. I'm ready for Endgame. But I think like the story to me just wasn't. I don't know. It just didn't have enough in it. It was the villains. I think they weren't really. I don't really know if he was even a villain. Like I kind of felt. What was the antagonist of the guy that took her? Yeah, what was his name again?
Jan Rod.
Okay, was he really like a villain, or was he just trying to? I don't really know him because he stopped the Kree from blowing up the planet before, you know, when they were asking like where's Danvers, well where's she at, and then he wouldn't give the location. So I'm like, okay, is he trying to like is he like a double agent or something? I really couldn't really feel him in the movie. So I don't know. I guess I just didn't really see a true bad guy in the movie because then I thought the Scrolls were going to be the bad guy, but now I heard they just basically seem like the dang. They felt they had some sympathy. I was like, dang, it's like a couple thousand y'all left. It's like they Creed is over here hunting you and killing you down. I was like, dang, that's not what I was expecting.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know all the cartoons make y'all see like some horrible people.
Yep.
And now y'all just like, yeah, we're just trying to find a home. They just want to kill us just because we didn't want to go under their rule. I'm like, dang, well that changes things. And so I guess like that whole story arc to me just wasn't really captivating. I was like, oh, okay, it's different, but I didn't really feel a connection with it. So if anything happened, like even if they killed all the Skrulls, I don't think I would have cared. I wasn't really that emotionally connected to the little baby green people and everything. I don't know. I don't know if I just didn't have any heart. I'm so used to them being bad. So when they were like not bad, I'm like, how do I feel about them now? Don't know. Are they really good? But
Right.
And the one thing I didn't like, how quickly she took people's word for stuff. Like she didn't really ever like, oh, you're good now? Okay, I'm just gonna follow you. And like even with Samuel Jackson's like, oh, let me just get in the car and we'll just go drive around, take me to your headquarters. She don't really like even check him and try to see if he's trying to double cross her or anything. Oh, like, she was just a little too trusting.
She was naive. She was very naive.
I'm literally typing that right now as a part of my note. I'm literally right now typing that. God,
she was very naive. So I don't know. Maybe they skipped that training part with the Kree. It's like just trust anybody. So I was a little thrown off by that one. I guess, and even with what was her friend's name?
Maria.
So I guess their connection, I thought I would feel more for their relationship. I know that they were trying to show that in the movie, but I don't know if it came off completely genuine with their relationship. I mean, they tried really hard because I saw so many scenes from them, but just I don't know. I just couldn't feel it when I was watching the movie. It just didn't feel like the connection. Like I said, I kind of go back to Black Panther with a lot of these movies just because the secondary characters are so awesome in that movie is like when you look at these, it's like that's what we're talking about. The secondary, those third, fourth, fifth characters, like you're not conveying that you're really this emotional about this person, that you really care. I don't want to just see that you're just reading a line and kind of just acting a little bit. I want to see emotion and feel it and like feel that connection when those parts come up. So I was just a little bit like, okay, I'm ready for her to fight more like when they were doing that. I know they were having like a big conversation out in the yard and stuff, and they were like tears were coming down. I was like, all right, we're gonna have some fighting going on here. It's like, please kind of move on past this. So I kind of found myself just kind of like ready to get it to the climax of the movie. So
I think some of her naiveness was due to her confusion.
Yeah.
It was due, because she was having visions and then she didn't know who she was, and then she found out something completely different. And look, don't trust nobody.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I wouldn't trust anybody. I've been like the Nick Fury of now. Like I just don't trust nobody. It's like, I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna have my own 5 or 6 different plans just in case this happens.
Straight paranoid.
Exactly. So, go into a box. Don't just. I don't know. Go ahead.
I guess just the last thing that I didn't necessarily care for, the Kree themselves, not the Kree, the Skrulls. The Skrulls. I didn't really like the Skrulls. I like the one Skrull. I thought he was funny, and who played him? I feel like I watched him on some other movies, but because when he was talking, I could just hear the accent.
Ben Mendelsohn, I think is his name.
Okay, so I thought he was funny, but it just didn't seem. It was like he's been trying to kill you the whole movie, and then he just says, "Wait a minute, I'm just, if you let me just explain, you'll understand everything a little bit better." And like, and Rambo, they're all like standing there in the house, and her daughter's out there talking to a shapeshifter, and she's just like, oh, let me just listen to the story. I'm like, that's not how a black woman would react. She would have like threw something at him, screamed, and ran out there, got her baby boy. There would have been nothing going through her mind, like just like, oh, I'm gonna trust this alien. Like, no, I gotta go get my kids. Carol, deal with this. Like, so they were just a little. Those emotions were kind of out of whack during that part of the movie. I was like, they need to have a harder transition. Like, this don't seem like it's working. It's like if he just shows up and he's somebody completely different, and then just tells me to hold on so I can explain. I don't really know if I even give him that chance. So, but yeah, other than that, it's typical origin. I'm kind of hopefully the next one will kind of pick up. I'm hoping they get a new director because I heard that they had like a I forgot, it was like a husband and wife team, but it kind of, like I said, it reminds me of the Captain America. They had to get a new director, and you saw what happened when they got new director. You had Winter Soldier and then Civil War. So it's like, hey, Captain Marvel maybe just need to find somebody else just to do the movie, and it'll be a great property in the future. So hopefully that'll happen. But go ahead, Rashad.
That's good. Yes, sir. Yes. So let me talk about my few likes for this movie. Oh man, let me see. My favorite part of the movie. It's funny. My favorite part was when she was talking to the guy next door that she thought was a scroll, and how she was looking at him. She was like giving him the evil eye.
Mm-hmm.
Closing the door, and she still kept looking at him. That was funny to me. And then some of the action scenes were good. Like the action scene that we saw all the time in the trailers is still good. When she hit that old lady in the face. And then she started, doing backflips and stuff, and everybody on the train is like, "What in the
world?"
Right. And then they try to hold her back. And she, like that whole scene is great. And then with Coulson being revealed to be a scroll, like all of that, like that whole scene is really good. And then even the scene before that, when she gets captured by the scrolls and she's just breaking heads, just rolling through people, like that's a really good scene. And she busts out the side of the ship, she's about to get sucked into space, like all of that. I really like that. And I really love the scene. I was just watching it recently. I love the scene when Nick Fury says, "If toast is cut diagonally, I can't eat it." Like that. He had such a straight face when he said it. That was great. However, I was so disappointed in this movie, and I feel personally hurt by this because I defended this movie, so much because people are like, "Oh, she doesn't smile, she's not going to have any emotion." I'm like, "Oh, she's going to do great." And to me, that was the biggest problem with her, is that she's not charismatic at all. Now, we were late coming into the movie, so I had to go back and watch it. And at the beginning, and I understand now why she was like that, because they kept saying, you need to control your emotions. You need to control your emotions. And obviously that's a social commentary about women, because they always say, "Oh, women are so emotional. You got to control your emotions." So that was a social commentary. Even the part where the biker is like, "Hey, can you give me a smile?" Like, yeah, they were making some obvious social commentary there, and that's fine. The problem, though, is that with them going in that direction, they made it so that she didn't have emotion throughout the movie. So she wasn't charismatic at all, and that was my number one problem. They say that she's supposed to be the new face of Marvel. How? Like when you see, Robert Downey Jr. play Tony Stark, like you love to see that man. He plays his role so good that he took two movies that are always at the bottom 10 of Marvel movies and still made them millions of dollars. Iron Man 3 made over $1 billion because regardless of the plot, we love Iron Man. We love to see Robert Downey Jr. play that role. Same thing. We love the earnestness of Chris Evans and Captain America. We love the humor of Chris Hemsworth and Chris Pratt, as Thor and Star-Lord. Like, we love to see those characters. With her, there wasn't anything that separated her from the movie. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, this is the movie, but there wasn't anything about her character. I just can't see myself following her. Now, like you said, Chuck, maybe in the next movie they switch directors and make her more interesting, because you're right. I felt the same way about Captain America, particularly in Avengers, not so much in the first Avenger, Captain America. I didn't really care for them that much, but I didn't think he was weak because he would just shoot people with a gun. You know what I mean? By the time he got to Avengers, he was very weak. But when they got to Winter Soldier, they made his character much better, and so he's able to help to carry the MCU now. So perhaps I like him in the better. But outside of her, there was just so many problems with the story itself. Real quick, Agent Coulson, why did they even market him being in this movie? I would have been much more excited if he made a cameo than if we didn't know he was going to be in the movie. And then all of a sudden it's like, is that Coulson? Is that Coulson with hair? That would have been much more exciting. But as a fan of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., like I felt slighted. Like you literally, you put this man on TV knowing that we would come and watch it because we love Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And then you gave him no screen time at all. And the only screen time he got was him as a Skrull. Come on, man. That's pitiful. And then Nick Fury. I like seeing Nick Fury as the happy jokey agent. Like, I liked it. I thought it was cool. But I feel like in the story, they missed the opportunity because we know Nick Fury as the, like, very paranoid, super cool guy. And I looked at a picture of him, like, wearing, the outfit that I'm wearing here, with the brown jacket and the tie, and then compare it to the Nick Fury with the eye patch on and the black trench and that frown in his face. I look at that and I was like, that's a scary dude. Like, no, that's a scary guy. And we didn't get to see the opportunity. We didn't get the chance to see how he got that way. And it's like they had the perfect opportunity to do that. They literally had aliens from another planet that can change into anybody. What better way could you make somebody become completely mistrustful? Yeah. And then they decided to make them good guys. So why would they be mistrustful? Why would we be like, oh, the Skrulls, okay, we know we got some people that can change into anything, but they're cool, so I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, the Skrulls definitely should have been, had some type of nefarious intentions. It would have been much better if Talos came out and said, no, I'm a good guy. I understand, and Bree, like you said, maybe being a little naive, believed him. And then at the end of the movie, they double crossed her again. And you really realize that the Skrulls are up to nefarious means anyway. That would have been much better. And that would have made sense because Nick Fury would have trusted Talos because Captain Marvel trusted Talos. And then he would have lost his eye. He's like, you know what? I'll never let that happen to me again. You know what I mean? But they didn't go with that. And then, and they ruined the line from Winter Soldier. The last time I trusted someone, I lost an eye. Like, that's a great line. So we all want to know, how did he lose his eye? Yeah. From being stupid, holding up a cat that can eat you.
And the thing is, he kept holding the cat even though after he saw the cat eat like 4 people. Yes. And then put a Tesseract inside of him. Like, after that, I would have dropped the cat and I probably never picked that cat up again. Like, he just kept going back to the well. Like, why are you still petting this cat, bro?
Like, exactly. That was
I didn't get that part.
And homeboy was completely disgusted by the cat.
Yes.
Yes. I didn't get that. We really did not need to see 47 seconds of this cat throwing up. Okay. Yeah. The end scene was disgusting. Okay. If he had just said, that's a Tesseract, I'm good. Be like, yeah.
Like a hairball.
And then he stops for a while, takes a break, like, blah. I'm like, oh, there you go. Nasty. Oh, God.
Bro, that is gross. Ooh. And then to add insult to injury, okay, so the cat scratches his eye out, right? And then he's got the cat in his office. So obviously you still trust the cat. So the line, the last time I trusted someone I lost the eye, makes no sense because you still trust the cat. It's in your office. Ready to eat, it comes in there.
Yeah. But why did the cat scratch him?
It just scratched him. It wasn't any reason.
Because it's a cat. That's what cats do.
That was like, get out my face. Like get out my face. Like,
so that eye was messed up already. It was already messed up.
Yeah, it was like he had a cut and stuff. It was like getting messed up throughout the whole movie. And then he got that last little swipe, just like infect everything, and he was out to lose. I'm like, that. Just keep messing up. So
nothing, man. So I was just I already mentioned the Skrulls, and Charlie, you already mentioned the fact that there was no reveal in this new movie. There was no secret. Like we went into it knowing that the Kree were going to be the bad guys. We knew that. That was pretty much obvious from how the movie was turning out. So there wasn't any secret to be revealed. Like, oh, she found out. Okay, that's great. But how she realized that the scrolls were good, Talos just walked up and said, "Yeah, we're good. Like those ruins that you saw, yeah, that was us." Of course, he would say that. If I was a soldier for the U.S. Army going into some place in the Middle East, doing whatever I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm, taking out people, and all of a sudden I run into people, and they're like, "No, bro, you got to understand. You got to understand. We're the good guys. Y'all are the bad ones." I'm gonna be like, "Yeah, I guess you're right."
But I also think it was part the memories that she started to get back that pieced that together for her. I don't think it was just that he told her that. I think her piece of her memories together and the things that she realized made more sense to her.
I feel like, okay, with that, I feel like she didn't have any memories of the scrolls, so she didn't have any reason to believe him. And I feel like she had more reason to have a personal vendetta against Jan Rog, more so than she had a reason to completely turn against the Kree race. To me, you know what I mean? I feel like, yeah, Jan Rog, like you tricked me, bro. Like you tried to kill me. Like what's up with that? Like I didn't really feel like she had a reason just to turn away from everything that she's known. The only thing she's known for the last 6 years. It just kind of seemed, weird. And then, I don't know. I was very disappointed in this movie. I'll disagree with you though, Chuck. I won't say that it's boring. It's not boring at all to me. It's definitely full of action and there's always something happening. But as far as the story is concerned, they just dropped the ball a lot. And this is the first movie I've seen in a while. Well, I feel like Marvel's made a misstep. Like I just, even Ant-Man and the Wasp, I was very disappointed by the end credit scene. I was pissed off by that stupid ant playing the drums while I'm sitting there waiting on something to happen. and the ant playing the drums. But other than that, I thought it was an overall decent, average movie. But this one is the first one I felt like just didn't. I'm not gonna say I dislike it. I don't think that Marvel has made a bad movie yet, and this is not a bad movie.
No.
But I feel like I need to go back and watch Iron Man 2. I need to watch Iron Man 3. I need to watch the first 2 Thor movies and the Ant-Man movies and Hulk to determine where in the list this movie ranks. Because in my emotions say that it's at the bottom of the list for Avengers, for the
bottom
Marvel.
out of all of them.
It was worse than Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 3, I've always said this. Iron Man 3 is single-handedly the best and the worst Iron Man movie. Because there's parts about Iron Man 3 that are stupid and ridiculous. Like him blowing up his suits, that's stupid and ridiculous. But the action scenes and Tony Stark in general is great. So it's like, it's both. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I don't know, but I need to watch. Maybe after watching those, that's just my emotions. Maybe after watching it, I'll feel different. Like, it's not as bad as the second Thor movie, But I right now, I just don't recall feeling disappointed like I did with the other movies. So that's it for me. I'm gonna shut up now. Any other thoughts, sir, on that?
Like the only thing I really didn't like was kind of what you alluded to. Like, I didn't like that she took sides so easily.
Yeah.
Like, even though her memory was back and the person that she loved and cared about, she knew, had this plan. You still could not. I don't think the Kree was still the Skrull was still fully trustworthy at that point because you placed yourself and you took a side in a war.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just took a side in a war that had been happening for millennia. And so, that's what happened in wars. People get killed and people die. You took a side, and who's to say, like I said, I think we'll see the result of a lot of this when she comes back. Hopefully, if they write it that way, that'll be great. Even a result of her taking that side. I think, we might see that, in another movie. But yeah, that's the only part of it. I didn't like that she just easily I'm gonna go save the Skrulls now.
Yeah, we're gonna go.
I'm gonna go find my home and
I'm about to be the Skrull real estate agent.
Yeah. She literally left for about 20 years?
Was it
to go help
that long?
like after knowing the scrolls for like an hour, seeing the little scroll baby ask to go play the little ping pong, what's a little pinball game. She's like broke a little heart. Oh, you sweetheart! I'm just gonna forget everything I thought about you guys, and I'm gonna be your saint here.
I guess part of that is that she realized what she knew was a lie. Mm-hmm. Like what she thought she was supposed to be and what she represented before was a lie. So she went full cop to the other side.
Yeah,
like the scroll could be using her too. So
yeah, we've seen the change in side story so many times in movies, but normally when you see that, you realize the main character has certain morals, okay, and they believe that their original side fits with those morals. Like, we're not going to murder innocent people. You know what I mean? We're not going to do such and such things, or and so that's what I would have preferred happen, for her to go someplace and realize, wait a second, the Kree are just murdering these people, or to actually see it, like, oh my God, like the Kree are not what I thought. But for her just to basically just take his word for it, and yes, they did show up on the space station full of kids, but it's not like the Kree went out there and just murdered everybody. They just said, you're under arrest. They were literally taking the Kree hostage. I mean, not hostage. They were imprisoning them. So from the rules of war, they didn't do anything wrong. So we needed to see more of an emotional reason of why that she would have changed sides. I'm sorry, you got me going. Yeah. Go ahead, Chuck.
I think it's like we're gonna be talking about this for a while. It's like the more I think about the movie, I see all the missed points in this movie. I'm like, golly, if it had a better director, like, they could make a pretty badass movie with this character. Like, I mean, just let her just kind of have that full emotion range to, like, like, somebody's so confused and then doesn't know, like, what's going on. They don't just they're not so stoic, They're like mentally trying to figure things out. And, like, you can kind of see that in the emotion. Like, anytime what other type of movies? I know we had, like, Jason Bourne type movies. Like, he's like, he's not understanding. Get out my head type of thing. Like, at the end of the movie when dude is, like, kind of telling him who he is and he's, like, flipping out. So it's like she never really got to that point on this. She was more like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I know what my memory is now. All right, yeah." Like, I don't know. They didn't really. I guess the writing or directing, they just didn't want to. I don't know. I don't know what was going on. Maybe they just tried to make a movie that was just really easy to understand, so kids could really understand it and be another pillar that, hey, this is gonna be your new superhero that you want to follow now. I don't know. Maybe they were just making it more kid friendly. They didn't want to.
And we don't know what their editing looks like.
Yeah, they could have just took all the good stuff out.
I mean, my last thing I'm going to say, I'm just disappointed because Marvel is literally 21 movies in on this. All these mistakes that we're pointing out, we shouldn't be seeing these. Like, I feel like, like how you fuss at your kids. Like, you're 13 years old. You're not a child. You should know better. Like, they know Marvel knows how to make great movies. Infinity War was a fantastic movie. Black Panther is an incredible movie. They know how to make great movies. There's no excuse for making a lackluster movie not at this juncture. Yeah. If this movie had come out 2010, 2007, or 2008, I still don't think it wouldn't have been able to launch the Marvel Universe. But it would have been as good as any other superhero movie that we had at that time. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I think so.
Okay. All right. Well, we've talked about this enough. So if you guys are watching a video, make sure to leave a comment. Tell us what you think. Of course, Chuck is going to go back and edit the video later. So make sure you leave a comment there as well on the live video and also on the edit one. Leave the exact same comment, but better. And of course, make sure to give us a like. And also, you got to make sure you subscribe. This is Color Commentary, of course. We'll give you views from a scroll side.
Scroll side.
All right, guys. This is what everybody's here for. We are excited about Captain Marvel. We're not. Been there, done that. We're excited about Avengers Endgame. We talked about the whole thing about having a cinematic universe and what DC's problem is and how Marvel knows how to operate it. And the main reason we wanted to see Captain Marvel because we didn't want to miss anything for Endgame. So we've got Captain Marvel done now. So now we're ready for Endgame. We need to know what are our new predictions. What has Captain Marvel taught us as far as what's going to happen with Avengers Endgame? Let's get into those predictions. Mr. Chuck Taylor, I'll go with you first, sir. What you think, man? What's going to happen now?
I think
time to take off my Nick Fury outfit here.
I mean, I guess like with me, one thing like seeing the power shift with the teams. Like I know a lot of people got dusted, but it's like they really got a dang power a power up with the team with Captain Marvel. Seeing her at the end credits basically show up like right when the little sound her little what are those things called? Pagers?
Pager. Yeah.
Pager, right? Okay. Yeah, I didn't have one of those. That's for me. But, yeah, the pagers and she shows up now that was a cool intense Captain Marvel though. When she came at the end credit scene, she was like, "Where's Fury?" I was like, "Oh, she kind of scary, bro." Like she turned right around, like she was like right in Romanoff's face, like, "What you doing? Where's Fury at? Why you calling me?" So I'm really. You tell me that much. Like, why are y'all calling me? Where's Fury at? Like, it's an emergency. I don't see what's going on. But
hey Chuck, it's kind of like what you were saying in the last video. It's obviously a different director. You know what I mean? But instead of being kind of blasé in her emotions, like you said, yeah, she was intense. Like obviously that whoever's directing that, it's probably the Russos that did that short. Well, no, you need to give us some more. Give us some more. Come on, show us that you know this is your buddy and he's been missing. You've been out and now he's gone and you want to know what's going on. Give us that emotion, and that's probably what they didn't do in Captain Marvel.
And that's what I was saying. Like I think they need a new director. Like I know this movie. I know we done talking about Captain Marvel, but this needs to be said. I know it's made a lot of money. That's great, but just like Captain America, they need a new director because that's not cutting it. Like that director needs to push their cast a little harder on their screen. How they're acting on screen. But back to Endgame, I'm kind of wondering. I think Thanos. There has to be some other type of bad guy on this movie. So I don't think Thanos is really going to be the big bad. I think he's going to be bad, but I think they may take something out near the middle of the movie, and then when they have something even worse kind of come up that they all have to kind of pull together on. I just can't see Thanos being able to really withstand everybody, that they have on the team because they still have the most powerful people. They got the Hulk, Thor, now Captain Marvel, Iron Man, Captain America. They have everybody. All the main guys are still there. I mean, only people that they don't have is what.
War Machine, he's dropping bombs.
Yeah. War Machine gonna have nukes or something probably on that thing by now. Just blowing up complete moon.
And just step on them. Yeah.
That man just climb up in you and blow you up or something. But so I mean, I'm definitely excited. It's so weird how a movie that's like you're like 20 years in and they can still hide so much stuff from and it's based off of a comic book. Like they're able to hide. Like Endgame is based off of a comic book, but nobody knows what it's about.
Right.
We don't know what's gonna happen. We just know somehow people gonna come back alive because we saw Spider-Man Far From Home trailer. So we know he coming back. So somehow people are gonna come back. That's it.
Right.
But we don't know anything else. What's going on? So I don't know if I learned that much like new things. I'm just more eager to see the movie now.
Yeah.
And also, don't forget that Spider-Man Far From Home is a fake movie. Go ahead, Charlie. When you edit the video, make sure you put a link to our trailer on there so you can see us talking about how it's not a real movie. Fake news.
They spent millions of dollars on production.
That's what you do.
Not real.
Not real. Go ahead, Kenny. What you think, man? Your predictions. Your new predictions.
My predictions are all coming out of just how I perceived the trailer from Infinity War, because I really don't read people's reviews and all that old stuff that happens, because I like going into the movies with all the knowledge I already have and just trying to see what they give me. So one of the things I think is going to happen is I think if they do time travel, the result of them doing time travel is going to have consequences.
Ooh.
And I think those consequences are going to be what brings another situation into the Marvel Universe. Because you can't go back and mess with stuff and then come back and things be the same. We already know that.
Yeah.
So, like, because I agree with you. I think somebody else, Thanos is not going to, I don't even think he may live through the entire movie because he's already ill. He's sick because he used the glove. But I think somebody else might take the mantle of the ultimate bad guy and like kind of further the story on who that could be. Man, it's a number of people. You know, when you talk about the entire world, that snap affected the entire universe. So you'll come to realize it wasn't just who we saw; it was also people that we didn't see. Like you didn't see how it affected Doctor Doom, or you didn't see how it affected like a Molecule Man or somebody like that who's tremendously powerful. So, so yeah, that, and I think somewhere along the lines we'll get an intro to Adam, who they kind of alluded to in Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, we might get a chance to see that, and I think that just based off of what you can see on that, Captain America and Black Widow will probably wind up saving Ant-Man because he's stuck. But people keep saying, like, I know there was a lot of talk, and I've heard it like, oh, he was in the trailer, yeah, but he's still stuck.
But why is he stuck though? I mean, okay, that's one part I don't understand. The end of Ant-Man was literally him being stuck in the quantum realm and then coming back. So why is he stuck now? He just because he left his keys at home?
No, but we didn't see him come back. We never saw him come back. The last thing she said to him was,
"No, I'm talking about the first Ant-Man. He went into the quantum realm. That was the whole thing. He went there and he got so small and he was stuck. And then he came back at the end of the movie. So they did the same thing again. For me, there's no reason to expect that he couldn't come back unless, like you said, he left his keys at home. Like crap, I left my keys. I can't get out. You know."
Well, the last thing she told him was stay away from the time portals because, you know, you can get stuck that way. And then they weren't there to help pull him out. They were dusted.
But he doesn't need help coming out.
Huh?
He doesn't need help coming out.
Well, he needed help. He needed them to shift the polarity back for them to bring him out. Remember, he was connected.
I guess.
So
I don't see. But go ahead.
But those are my predictions. I don't predict that everybody will come back. I don't think everybody will live. And I'm kind of happy about that. Some people probably shouldn't come back, but yeah. Those are my predictions. So,
well, okay. So my predictions based off of what you just said there. Yeah, so they need to sweep away the old Avengers in order to go on, you know, with the new ones here, you know, because they had Doctor Strange, Black Panther, all those guys. So that being the case, snap or no snap, I'm pretty sure that Falcon and War Machine are not going to make it through this movie.
You don't think they'll take the black guys out?
I know we got diversity and everything, but this is like, well, you know what? Let's go with what works. We know we killed off the black guy. He was the first person that we killed off in what's the Infinity War, and that movie made multiple $billion. So I think if we just go ahead and kill off the black people, except Black Panther, I think we'll be okay. So, you know,
kill Winter Soldier first of all.
What do you say?
So they killed Winter Soldier. Oh, you're talking about Heimdall.
Yeah.
I forgot all about Heimdall. He did get it pretty bad.
We literally did a video where we like our prediction for Infinity War, where all the black people were going to be safe. Yes,
that was it. It started off bad, ended horrible.
Yes,
people. The first time movie, I was like, "Oh, there go our prediction."
Yep, black people got stabbed through the chest, thrown off a cliff.
It was so
Snapped
funny in
away.
the theaters when all the Black Panther people started dying. It's like everybody, because a lot of people came there that just watched Black Panther, so they was like, "What the hell is going on?"
Right.
Like, kill all the
Bro,
Black people. Oh boy.
there's this lady that does she does a YouTube channel too, Pay Your Weight. I like her channel. Boy, she was pissed about Black Panther. I can't believe you did that to my kid. You know, she was pissed. She was real. Like, oh God. But okay, so I really don't have a lot of new predictions. Although I agree 100% with you guys. I think Thanos not being the main villain at the end is actually true to form as far as the comics are concerned. Because the way the comics are concerned is that Thanos obtains the Infinity Gauntlet. He does his deal. He snaps away people. He has a personal vendetta against Nebula, just like he does in here. He doesn't like Nebula. He tortured her. And then all of a sudden, when he gains absolute power, Nebula comes up with the steel. Like, yeah, like she's playing baseball, like she's playing basketball. She breaks his ankles real quick and take the gauntlet for herself. And then she ends up being the main bad guy because Thanos has a plan. You know, he's got experience with the Infinity Gauntlets. He's been training himself. She doesn't have a plan. She's just mad and she's been tortured. Her mind is demented. So she could easily destroy the universe without even thinking about it. I really want them to go that route. I mean, to me, that's the whole reason that Nebula has been in these movies. Is that Nebula is not a good person. She is only gotten better. I mean, literally, all she does is crash vehicles into people. Yeah. If you're a person that drives into people, you're not a good person. You're a kamikaze.
Yeah, she's a mercenary.
She does. You're right. That's all she does is fly spacecrafts into people on the ground. That's horrible.
Yeah, that's not having good people skills. You know what I mean? So if a person like that gets the Infinity Gauntlet, I mean, how many airplanes do you think are going to be crashing then? I mean, it's not going to be good. So it would be if Nebula is not the main villain, I at least want her to get the gauntlet at some point so that it can be true. But I do think that Thanos is not going to be the main bad guy. I do think that they're going to follow the comics though, and Thanos will turn out to be a necessary evil. And the fact that he'll turn out to be a good guy to some extent is that he realizes that Nebula can't have the gauntlet because she doesn't have a plan. You know, so he realizes, okay, we've got to work together to get this from her. You know, but he's still kind of like Skeletor. He still has his own thing. You know what I mean? I'll betray you as soon as I get the chance. But for right now, I'll do what I need.
I'm on your side.
Yeah, I think that Captain Marvel is going to be important to take it out Thanos in the first middle. I don't think she's going to be the one to deal the killing blow because too many people have a vested interest. Hawkeye's got a vested interest. Drax has been talking about you. What's his name? My children, my wife, Yvette. You know, Thanos! You know, he's been talking about that for 3 movies now. So he's got to at least do something. Brian done nothing.
Make funny, stupid comments.
Yeah, he ain't done a thing. You know, there's a lot of people that have a vested interest in taking out Thanos. So I don't think it's going to be her, but I think she's going to be important, just like Vision was important in Age of Ultron. All I know, as far as things that we learned from Captain Marvel, they mess around and let that darn cat get over to Thanos. It's done. It's a wrap, bro. Count it. It's done. You lost. Because he ain't gonna mess with no cat. Like, oh, you know, Thanos got a soft heart. He be like, oh, my little kitty cat. You know, you've been through so much. You're a real survivor. Cat.
And then belch.
Yeah. The cat gonna be 3 movies later. Yeah. And then 2 movies later, you know, Avengers, Avengers 5, Avengers 6, cat gonna be yeah.
Where is that cat?
Huh?
Where is that cat? Like that was 20 years ago. So did it change into something else?
Hey, you know, your boy Coulson, when he became head of S.H.I.E.L.D., you know, he got the little box, you know, that lets him know all the Fury's secrets. So as soon as he realized that cat was still alive, yeah, he went on a secret mission.
He said, "Oh, we can't leave this walking around."
Nah, we get what? That's what happened to his eye? No, no. I'm already losing too many body parts. All right,
So
any other thoughts on this?
yeah, I have some questions. So do we think that Captain America or Iron Man is dying in this movie?
Absolute yes.
You think so? You
I
think somebody's gonna die?
I don't think if they don't die, I don't think they're going to continue.
Yeah.
I think I don't think after all the stuff that's happened to them, I don't think they'll continue in those roles. But I don't know if they'll kill them off because they
See, I
may
don't
still
know.
need them down the line,
Mhm.
even for cameo appearances.
I guess one thing, like to me, the art that they've done with Tony is like they made him like that type of like they started off in Avengers talking about that he's not willing to make the sacrifice to do everything to keep everybody else safe, and no, then he
Mm-hmm.
takes the nuke up to space and basically left to die, and then
Mm-hmm.
they kind of build him up to like he's gonna have to do something to save everybody else, and just I don't know if he's gonna make it. But I just got a
Right.
feeling that Tony might just die, and I'm gonna cry if he died. That's my dude. I'm gonna cry. I'm like, oh no, Tony. I can see him like having to grab the Infinity War or the Infinity Gauntlet or something to change something, and like had to have the Quill moment, like when he grabs the Infinity War and he starts to like basically about to die. So it's like basically having to do something to sacrifice to make everything change. Like somebody has to stay to die.
Now, if anybody does that, I can see Captain America because he actually had the Infinity Gauntlet before.
Okay.
So
Iron
I
Man
can see
has
him. I
Iron
can
Man's had
see, huh?
Iron Man's had the gauntlet too.
Yeah. I can see him. I don't know, but that's what I like about this, man. We don't know. 10 years ago,
Yeah.
when Avengers came out, we didn't know that they were going to do Captain Marvel.
No.
So
Yeah.
I just want to see.
And
One
are they
one
going
of
to
these
do
two
something
guys
with
is going. One of these two guys is definitely going straight Professor X from X-Men: The Last Stand. Like you probably had the gauntlet on, and he gonna turn and look and smile.
and disintegrate?
Okay.
I guess what Star Trek was that? When uh he was talk. Which one?
The Wrath of Khan where Spock died.
Yeah. Like he was he told Spock that he was gonna do something, and he went down there and did it and swap spots with him, so
Yeah,
he would die. Like I can
yeah.
see a scene like that with Captain America and like Iron Man. It's like one of them two is like in that same predicament, the other one just like throws them back. It's like you go be with your family or something like that, and and they sacrifice themselves and like have everybody crying in our movie theater.
I can see that. I can see that. I can see
They
Cap
gotta have
sacrificing
some
himself.
because after Civil War, they didn't talk, so it's like they gotta fix that by the end of that movie.
Now that you say that, I can see Cap doing that for Tony because I think Tony's about to have a baby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are playing.
I think Peppers. Do you remember when he was on the? She told him. She said, "Tony, you come back here right now." I think she wanted to tell him, but he didn't come back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So in that situation, I can see Cap sacrificing himself for Tony.
So I think it's pretty much. I feel like we agreed that Tony's probably going to retire, but he ain't going forward. Not because of Tony Stark, not because of the Endgame. Marvel just don't want to keep paying him. Like, no, we gotta bring on these other people. We're gonna see how this works, okay? But
Right.
yeah, Captain America, he's been trying to die since the first movie. Throwing himself with grenades.
Yeah.
He reminds me of Optimus Prime. If you know about how Optimus Prime is, every iteration of Optimus Prime, he always dies. Like he always be trying to kill himself.
Yeah.
All the time. So yeah, he gonna be like, yeah, let me go ahead. I'm good. Let me just kill myself.
He'd be like, ta-da, I'm back. Like,
yes. Any other predictions y'all want to add to that?
I think Pepper might go rescue Tony.
With the rest of
them. How's she gonna get there?
How's she gonna get there?
Now you saw she got her own suit.
Bruh, she's in outer space. That's like That's like 10 miles.
So I think either that or Captain Marvel saves them.
Well, one thing we haven't really talked about this. Dang, dude is still on Earth, the raccoon,
Right? Yeah.
and he's technically advanced. And he's been in space, so he can build anything. So he can help any tech that we have on Earth get to up to speed of what they have in space. And I mean, you still got Wakanda there, and he still got Stark Labs and everything else. So if they need something to be able to be built, then he can do it. At least give them the enhancements of what's needed. So
True.
It's possible. You see this? You see how this movie does? Like, you still don't know what's going on. We just guessing here. We're guessing, people.
Bro, they've got us wrapped around our fingers so bad. I went on YouTube and I saw, like, at the top it said Avengers Endgame trailer. I was like, oh, what is this? Because it said Avengers Endgame IMAX trailer. I was like, oh man, it was the same trailer, but it was just like, IMAX will just advertise. And I'm like,
they got us, man. They got us. And one more thing, one of the things I appreciate, I was telling my son, when these movies started coming out, there was a lot of backlash from the veteran acting community.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like they were saying, like, oh, well, this is not a real genre, and they take it away from real fans, which I thought was kind of crazy. But now you're starting to see a lot of those veteran actors participate in these movies.
Mm-hmm.
You got Nicole. I mean, even in the DC universe, you got Nicole Kidman, and you got Samuel Jackson, who've been in there for a while. But you're starting to have some veteran actors take up the mantle in some of these movies, and I think if they go forward on that'll really bring this thing into a whole nother landscape for this genre of movies. I mean, they did the same thing, back in the day when Star Wars was coming out. People didn't believe in it because they wasn't used to it.
Mm-hmm.
They people didn't want to see. People couldn't fathom, spaceships and people from other worlds. But hey, it took over. It created its own lane. I think this is going to do the same thing.
Heck yeah, bro. Because you know what? Oscar winning movies don't make money. Oh, you got 10, 12 Oscars? That's nice. I got 10, 12 million. Like, how much did you really make off a Green Book? You know what I mean? Like, Green Book was in the theaters a couple weeks, couple of while.
When I saw that, and I thought about you, I was like, is he jabbing Green Book in his open? I didn't know what you were doing the last video. I didn't get it. I was like, then when I saw Green Book and I heard the guy say, would you take my bag? I was like, wait a minute. Is this what he's talking about? It wasn't a bad movie, though. It wasn't.
Nah, Green Book is good. Green Book's good movie. Yeah. All right, Chuck. Well, go ahead and give us your closing thoughts here, sir, because I know you're about to be fussing about how this video is going to be too long and edit stuff out.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely going to be edited out.
I had some good points there. What happened to my points? Yeah, video was too long.
Your voice is too long. My voice is too long. But yeah, it's Charles here. I forgot to say, from with KFH's Party Easy. We do events of all kinds, but like again, we have the Avengers Endgame movie premiere party on April 26th. We're gonna be at Frank Cinnabon and Cary, and on the 27th, we're gonna be at the same location, but we're doing a kids' night or family night. Kids will be able to bowl, arcade, eat, all that for free, and be able to see Endgame in a private theater. And just the parents just gotta split the bill for themselves, but everybody else is free. So you can come enjoy us. Check us out on Eventbrite or on Facebook. You can buy tickets on Facebook as well. But I'm out. I guess I'll go ahead and get back to work.
Kenny, your closing thoughts, man. Thank you for being on board with us here, man. We really appreciated you having a new view, some different thoughts on here. You know what I mean? But you were still the contrarian. So
Yeah, you're saying.
Well, I appreciate the offer. I appreciate the ask. I enjoy myself. I always watch when I can. I'll still be in the chat. You know, raise it a little bit. But thank you for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
No problem.
uh,
No problem.
hey, Chuck, he's always commenting on my corny jokes. Yeah, you see, it ain't so easy while you're live, is it?
No, it's not.
All right, guys. Well, that has been our show. Again, if you like what we did, please make sure to give us a like. Leave your comments because we've been running our mouth. It's time for you to run your mouth or run your fingers and leave a comment. Tell us what you thought. Share it with your friends. And of course, as usual, what you got to do, Kenny?
You gotta subscribe to survive.
Nice. There you go.
I
Of course, this is Color Commentary, where we give you views from. Where we give you views from different sides.